So we're going to review some different graphs. We have a circle graph, a histogram, a pictograph, and a line graph. And these are all graphs that you've seen in years before. So we'll start off with a bar graph or circle graph. A circle graph is broken up into percentages, and if you add up all of these percentages, it equals 100%. So a circle graph will all total up to be 100%. So starting off with a basic question, question number 1, what is the percent of money I spent on space heating? So all you have to do is look up here for space heating. This is a very basic question, so 31% would be the answer. Number 2, what is the percent of money I spend on space cooling? Again, very basic question. Look up here for space cooling. Space cooling is represented by 12%. Question number 3, what is the percent of money I spend on space heating and appliances? Here you have to realize that you're looking for two different sections, space heating. So space heating would be 31% here. And then appliances would be here, which is 9%. So space heating and appliances, you'd add them together, and that would total up to be 40%. Question number 4, if I have $1,000, how much money do I spend on lighting? Now this is where they start becoming a little more complicated. You actually have to compute. So if you have $1,000 represents all the money, 100% of the money. So if you were to figure out how much money you spent on space heating and space cooling and water heating, lighting, computers and electronics, appliances, refrigeration and other, you would end up spending $1,000. But here it just wants to know how much specific money do you did you spend on lighting. So we can see that we spent 11% of the $1,000 on lighting. So there's two different ways that you can do this. You can set it up as a proportion. This $1,000 is the total amount, and the total amount goes on the bottom. You're looking for specifically how much you spent on lighting, and that is 11 over 100, percent is over 100. Or you can say 11% of $1,000. What is 11% of $1,000? If you solve it this way, 11% of $1,000, you change your percent to a decimal, so that's 0.11. Then you're just going to multiply the two numbers together. Of means to multiply. So in either case, we're going to cross multiply and divide on this bottom one. You get 1,000 times 11 divided by 100. This gives you $110 here. And if you were to multiply 0.11 times 1,000, that also gives you $110. So either way work, whichever one makes more sense to you. Sometimes with these circle graphs it just makes more sense to figure out 11% of 1,000, change your percent to a decimal, and then just multiply by the money. So this would be $110. Question number 5, if I have $5,393, how much money do I spend on refrigeration? Again, this is the same type of question. So we're looking at refrigeration as 8%. So you're asking yourself 8% of $5,389 is how much money. So again, I'll do it both ways. I'll just do it up here. So again, we're looking at refrigeration, which is 8%. So 8% of the amount of money, which is 5,398. You change your percent to a decimal, which means you move this decimal over twice. You get 0.08 times 5,398. Or you could set it up as a proportion where you have this 5,398 is the total, your x is on the top, and then you have the percent over 100, which is 8 over 100. In either case, you cross multiply, divide here, or if you just multiply 0.08 times 5,398, and that gives you $431.84. Question number 6, if my budget is $2,334, I spend $210.06 on the computers and electronics. So this is true or false. So again, we're just solving like we have the two before, and we're just answering, is our answer true or false? So if the budget is $2,334, you're looking at computers and electronics. So when we come up here, computer and electronics is 9%. We can get another sheet of paper for this one. So you can do x over 2,334 is equal to 9%, which would be 9 over 100. Or you could do 9% of 2,334. You change your percent to a decimal. That gives you 0.09 times 2,334. So either one of these will work, whichever way you like best. So on this one, I'll cross multiply and divide 2,334 times 9 divided by 100, and that gives me x is equal to $210.06. If I do it this way, 0.09 times 2,334 is also $210.06. So true or false? This one would be true. Question number 7. If my budget is $989.50, I will spend $620.66 on the space heating. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and leave you with this one to go ahead and answer this one yourself. Moving on to the histogram, you have how many total pets are there? So here's the difference between a histogram and a bar graph. A bar graph usually has spaces between it, because you can say that this represents like dogs and cats and elephants, or it can also be represented by numbers. You could say this is a number of I don't know, or maybe not numbers, like colors. This is green and red and yellow. Okay, so these are bar graphs. But the difference between a bar graph and a histogram is a histogram, notice that the bars are touching each other. So all of these are touching each other. And the reason for that is the numbers are continuous. This first bar is anywhere from 0 to 4, and then immediately the next bar starts at a 5 and ends at 9. Then immediately you go to 10 to 14, and then immediately from 14 you go straight from 15 to 19. And also each one of these bars is split up by the same number of numbers in here. So from 0 to 4 you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there's 5 numbers in each one of these. So the next section, if I wanted the next section, I would do 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this, if I wanted to do it, would be 20 to 24, and so forth. So that's the difference between a histogram and a bar graph. A histogram is continuous, and that's why the bars are touching. So question number 1, how many total pets are there? So for total pets, here you have number of students. So 0 to 4 students have 8 pets. And then 5 to 9 students, the total is 4 pets. 10 to 14 students is 3 pets, and 15 to 19 students is 9 pets. So we'll just add those up. We had 8 plus 4 plus 3 plus 9. So the total for that is 24. How many students have 4 pets? So if you look here at number of pets, 4 pets. If you look over here, there's between 5 and 9 students that have 4 pets. How many students have 9 pets? If you look here and you go down to the 9, between 15 and 19 students have 9 pets. Then number 4, it says there are 0 to 4 students who have 3 pets. So there are 0 to 4 students who have 3 pets. So if you look here at 0 to 4, That's not true because here you have 8 pets up here, so it would be false. Then number 5 says what interval, and interval is just talking about these groups of numbers. What interval has the smallest number of pets? The interval that has the smallest number of pets would be the interval between 10 and 14 students because they only had 3. So now you have a pictograph. A pictograph is how many students liked red. So if you look at red, on a pictograph what you have to do is you have to make sure you look at the key. Here it says that this crayon is equal to 2 students. So if you look at red, each one of these is equal to 2 students. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 12 students like red. I'm going to let you answer number 2, number 3, and number 4 by yourself. And I'll help you with number 5. Oh, let me just show you right here. When you look at purple, see how this is half a crayon? Half a crayon would be half the number of students. So this would be represented by 1 student. So if it's half a crayon, it's only 1 student. A full crayon is 2 students. So be careful with that when you're answering these questions. Number 5, 3 more students like purple than green. So if we look at purple, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. That's half a crayon, so that's 17. So 17 people like purple. And then how many are 3 more students like purple than green? So green, I'm going to look at up here. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So you have 11 students that like green. So how many, or 3 more students like purple than green? Well, if you look at this one, that's false because it's actually 6 more. 17 minus 11 is 6. 6 more students like purple than green. So this would be false. So all I did is I got the 2 numbers and I subtracted them. And then here it says, what is the total number of students? Once you get a tally down here for each one of them, I've already done 2 for you, then you just add them all up, and that gives you this total number of students here. So I'll let you finish that one up. And then your line graph, it says, what is the height at 1 o'clock? Here's 1 o'clock, and your height is 7. So I'll let you fill out the other 2. And then it says the height at 5 o'clock was 2 centimeters, true or false? So if you look at 5 and you come up to the line and you go over this way, that says 3, so that would be false. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and let you finish the rest of those 2.